is the scheduled start time of the House Committee meeting, and we have a quorum. Now we've taken a short break of 2 weeks, so we're now resuming our work. Item 1 on the agenda, confirmation of minutes of meeting. Minutes of the 31st meeting held on the 23rd of July 2021. The minutes have been forwarded to members before the meeting. No members have made any comments on the minutes. Can I invite members to confirm the minutes, please? Minutes confirmed. Item 2, matters arising. Report by the chairman on her meeting with the Chief Secretary for Administration. There is nothing to report. Item 3, Legal Service Division report on subsidiary legislation gazetted on the 23rd of July 2021. Can I invite the acting legal advisor to take us through the items briefly, please? Yes, our report is in paper number LS 103/20-21. There are in total 6 items of subsidiary legislation. All are commencement notices to appoint the 15th of October 2021 as the date on which the 6 items of subsidiary legislation come into operation. It includes the Customs and Excise Service Discipline Amendment Rules 2021-12, Fire Services Ordinance Amendment Second Schedule Regulation 2021, Government Flying Service Discipline Amendment Regulation 2012, Police Discipline Amendment Regulation 2012, Prison Amendment Bill Rules 2012, and Traffic Wardens Discipline Amendment Regulation 2021. These 6 regulations were enacted in 2012 to deal with some disciplinary proceedings. So for those accused of or charged with a disciplinary offence could have a legal representation at disciplinary hearing. Please refer to paragraphs 1 and 2 of our report. A subcommittee was formed in May 2012 to study the amendment regulations and rules in detail. Members may refer to the report of the subcommittee. According to the administration, in December 2017 and the first half of 2018, the administration consulted the staff associations of discipline services departments, where they generally support the amendment regulations and rules. So therefore, they consider the arrangements to be suitable. Please refer to paragraph 5 for details. The panel on public service was received an information paper by the administration in June 2021. Members did not have any views on that, and we have identified no problems with the legal and drafting aspects of the items. Now, for the 6 legal notices, members, do you wish to form a subcommittee? Please continue. Item 4. Legal Service Division report on some legislation gazetted on the 6th of August 2021. Legal advisor, please take us through the report briefly. Yes, thank you. Our report is in paper number LS 105/2021. It covers 1 item of subsidiary legislation, which is a commencement notice. It's to appoint the 1st of November 2021 as the day on which the Admission and Registration Amendment Rules 2021 come into operation. The amendment rules were published in the Gazette on the 19th of March this year to amend Form 4 for admission in the schedule to the Admission and Registration Rules Cap 159B, so that for the purposes of application for admission as solicitor, international law becomes one of the basic legal topics on which a trainee solicitor could gain experience and training. Now, the Law Society was consulted. They did not and the Law Society did not provide further information other than that in the legislative brief, and the panel on administration of justice and legal services was not consulted. Members, do you wish to form a subcommittee on the item? No. Thank you. Item 5, Legal Service Division report on subsidiary legislation gazetted on the 10th of August. Can I invite the legal advisor to take us through the items briefly? Thank you. Our report is in paper number LS 106/20-21. It covers 8 items of subsidiary legislation. Is to amend 8 regulations in relation to prevention of and control of disease, Cap 599 C, D, E, F, G, H, I. is to extend the expiry date from the 30th of September 2021 to the 31st of March 2022. The items came into operation on the 11th of August. The referent panel, that is the panel on health services, was consulted, and we did not identify any difficulties with the legal drafting aspects of these items. Thank you. Members, do you wish to form a do any members wish to consider these items? Dr. Cheng Chung Tai proposes to consider these items. Accordance with the arrangement agreed by the House Committee earlier, if members want to follow up on items, we have to ask if other members will join. For these 8 items, they will be referred to the subcommittee on the regulations on the prevention and control of disease. The chairman of the subcommittee is Dr. N. Chan. If I may remind members, if you wish to amend these items, the deadline is the council meeting on the 15th of September, or the council meeting of the 6th of October if is extended by resolution. Item 6, business for the council meeting of the 18th of August 2021. A laying of papers on the table of the council. Report number 24/20-21 of the House Committee on consideration of subsidiary legislation and other instruments. The report covers 17 items. The deadline for amendment is the council meeting of the 18th of August 2021. Some members have indicated their wish to speak on 8 items. 1. Fire service installations and equipment amendment regulation 2021 LN 73. 2. 7 items in relation to the new inspection regime of the company register. Therefore, I will move a motion at the council meeting on that day to note the reports. There will be 2 sessions for members to speak on LN 73 and separately on LNs 95 to 101. Members, do you agree to the arrangement? No objection. If I may remind members, the duration of each debate may not exceed 2 hours, and members may speak once at each session for up to 5 minutes. Please note that. B, questions. Now, questions approved by the President have been forwarded to members. C. Government Bill first reading and second reading debate to be adjourned. National Flag and National Emblem Amendment Bill 2021. The House Committee will consider the bill at its meeting on the 30th of August. D. Government motion. No notice has been received yet. E. Members' Bill. Second reading, debate to resume, consideration by Committee of the Whole Council, and third reading. Organized and Serious Crimes Amendment Bill 2021. F. Members' motions. 1. Motion on fully seizing the national development opportunities to give play to Hong Kong's unique advantages in the Greater Bay Area to be moved by Mr. Felix Chung. 2. Motion on formulating sports policy and development blueprints over the coming decade to be moved by Mr. Vincent Zhang. Item 7. Business for the council meeting of the 25th of August 2021. A. Questions. The members who've been allocated slots, the list of members who've been allocated slots has been forwarded to members earlier. B. Government Bill first reading and second reading debate to be adjourned. No notice has been received yet. C. Government motion. No notice has been received yet. Members' motions. 1. Motion on protecting the rights and interests of platform workers to be moved by Mr. Michael Look. 2. Motion on responding decisively to foreign countries' interference in Hong Kong's affairs to be moved by Mr. Paul Chia. If members wish to move amendments to these motions, the deadline for giving notice is the 18th of August, Wednesday. 18th of August, Wednesday. report of the House Committee on Subsidiary Legislation and Other Instruments. Members, please note that there is one item of subsidiary legislation. The deadline for amendment is the Council meeting of the 25th of August. The relevant draft will be forwarded to the members soon. If I may remind members, if you wish to speak on that item, please notify the clerk by 5 p.m. on the 17th of August, Tuesday. Item 8, advance information on business for the Council meeting of the 1st of December 2021. Government Bill, first reading and second reading, debates to be adjourned. Supplementary Appropriation 2020 to 2021 Bill. The House Committee will consider the bill at its meeting on the 3rd of September. Item 9. Reports of Bills Committees and Subcommittees. A. Report of the Bills Committee formed on the 16th of October 2020 to study the waste disposal charging for municipal solid waste amendment bill 2018. If I may remind the Deputy Chairman of the Bills Committee, Mr. Stephen Ho, to speak and report, please. Mr. Stephen Ho. Madam Chair, the waste disposal charging for municipal solid waste amendment bill 2018, the bill, seeks to amend the relevant legislation for the implementation of the Municipal Solid Waste Charging Scheme. The scheme includes the mandatory use of prepaid designated bags or designated labels for the disposal of municipal solid waste under the specified waste collection service mode. The Bills Committee has held 5 meetings and has invited submissions from the public on the bill. Members have raised no objection in general to the charging scheme. They put forward their views to the administration on issues such as the preparation and enforcement of the scheme. Members also urged the administration to step up its effort on waste reduction at source and recycling, and in particular, its support for the recycling of domestic food waste. In response to members' views, the administration agreed to extend the preparatory period before the amendment of the legislation from 12 to 18 months to at least 18 months so as to allow various stakeholders ample time to make preparations. The administration will also consider providing free designated bags during the initial stage of the commencement of the legislation to facilitate public adaptation to the new arrangement. In view of members' concerns about the legal liability of public and frontline cleaning workers, the administration will move amendments to render the provisions on the new offence and exemptions in relation to the mandatory use of designed bags, of designated bags or labels more precise and easier to understand. The Bills Committee has no objection to the amendments to be moved. It supports the resumption of the second reading debate on the bill at the Council meeting of the 25th of August 2021. Members are invited to note the deliberations of the Bills Committee as detailed in the report. Thank you. B. Ocean Park Corporation Amendment Bill 2021. I'd like to invite the Chairman of the Bills Committee, Mr. Jimmy Ng, to speak and report. Thank you, Madam Chair. The bill seeks to provide an express legal basis for empowering the Ocean Park Corporation, OPC, to take forward the future strategy for Ocean Park with a view to transforming the park into a travel destination and leisure zone with a focus on conservation and education grounded in nature and complemented by adventure and entertainment. The Bills Committee has held one meeting to discuss the bill. Members support the bill but expressed concerns about the functions of OPC, its new operation model in future and financial position, as well as the welfare of its staff and animals. The deliberations of the Bills Committee are detailed in the report. The Bills Committee has no objection to the resumption of the second reading debate on the bill at the Council meeting of the 25th of August 2021. The Bills Committee will not propose any amendments to the bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jimmy. C. Report of the Bills Committee on Legal Practitioners Amendment Bill 2021. May I invite the Chairman of the Bills Committee, Ms. Eunice Yung, to make a verbal report. Ms. Eunice Yung, please. Chair, the Legal Practitioners Amendment Bill 2021 seeks to amend Section 31A of the Legal Practitioners Ordinance Cap 159 so that a person who is not a barrister is eligible to be appointed as a senior counsel, provided that the eligibility requirements are satisfied. Legal officer refers to an officer within the meaning of Section 2 of the Legal Officers Ordinance, Cap 87, and a person deemed to be a legal officer for the purpose of the ordinance. The bill does not change the eligibility requirements or other aspects relating to the appointment of SC under the Cap 159. The Bills Committee has held 2 meetings to study the bill in detail. Members noted that under the bill's proposal, a non-barrister legal officer appointed as SC is only entitled to use the title of SC when holding office as a legal officer. Some members consider the proposal not in line with the principles of fair treatment of barrister and non-barrister legal officers and meritocracy in appointment, and does not contribute to the retention of non-barrister legal officers in the government. These members consider that, according to the bill, non-barrister legal officers appointed as SC must satisfy the substantive eligibility requirements for appointments as SC and are appointed by the Chief Justice of the Court of Final Appeal following the same procedures. Therefore, they should be allowed to retain the title after leaving the government. A number of suggestions were made by members to allow non-barrister legal officers appointed as SC to retain the title after leaving the job, including the creation of a new title other than SC to recognize the ability and profound legal knowledge of the non-barrister legal officers specializing in litigation, and the provision of a pathway to allow a non-barrister legal officer appointed as SC to convert to barrister before leaving the job so as to keep the title. In response, the administration understood members' concerns, but emphasized that the bill's proposal on one hand allows legal officers who satisfy the substantive eligibility requirements but are not admitted as barristers to receive a fair recognition by becoming eligible for appointment as SC. On the other hand, the bill does not affect any rights of the legal practitioners in the private sector, nor disturb the professional demarcation between the barristers and solicitors branches as legal service providers. The administration also pointed out that it may cause confusion if non-barrister legal officers were allowed to retain the SC title after leaving the job. Concerns raised during the scrutiny of the bill include whether the bill will help retain legal officers, oversight of ethics of non-barrister legal officers appointed as SC, the roles of the government and legal professional bodies in appointing non-barrister legal officer as SC, relevant experience of other common law jurisdictions, eligibility for honorary senior counsel and appointments procedures, and the government supervision of professional bodies. Some members think that the administration should consider making it possible for all litigation lawyers in the private sector who satisfy the eligibility requirements to be appointed as SC. Some members also consider that there should be no distinction between barristers and solicitors in the long run. As the meeting's members and the legal advisors' questions on the bill's provisions have been answered, the administration promised to submit to members a paper specifying the current number of legal officers eligible to apply for appointments as SC and the attrition rate of barrister and non-barrister legal officers with no less than 10 years' experience in litigation in the past 5 years. Chair, the Bills Committee's work is completed. Members raised no objection to the resumption of the bill's second reading at the Council meeting of the 25th of August 2021. No amendments will be proposed by the administration or the Bills Committee. The details of the deliberation of the Bills Committee will be included in the written report to be submitted to the House Committee in due course. Thank you, Ms. Eunice Yung. I remind members, if you wish to move amendments to the three bills, the deadline for giving notice is the 16th of August, Monday. The report of the Subcommittee on Financial Institutions Resolution Contractual Recognition of Suspension of Termination Rights Banking Sector Rules. May I invite the Chairman of the Bills Committee, Mr. Holden Chow, to make a report. Thank you, Chair. The main purpose of the rules is to require that entities subject to the rules must ensure that certain contracts contain a provision to the effect that the parties will be bound by any suspension of termination rights in relation to those contracts imposed by the Monetary Authority as a resolution authority under Section 90(2) of the Financial Institutions Resolution Ordinance, or FIRO. The subcommittee has held one meeting and completed the scrutiny of the rules. A number of issues were discussed, including the rationales and scope of the rules, calculation of the initial period for compliance, and how the Hong Kong Monetary Authority will enforce the requirements under the rules. Members of the subcommittee support the rules in general to ensure the efficacy of resolution actions. Neither the subcommittee nor the administration will propose amendments to the rules. Please note the deliberation of the subcommittee as set out in the report. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Holden Chow. The rules scrutinized by the Bills Committee, the period for amendments will expire at the Council meeting of the 25th of August 2021. If you wish to move amendments, the deadline for giving notice is 18th of August, Wednesday. Position on Bills Committees and Subcommittees. As at 12th of August, Thursday, there were in action 13 Bills Committees. In addition, there were 6 subcommittees under the House Committee and 8 subcommittees studying policy issues under panels in action. Other business, there is no other business. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.